Fat guy in a little house. Fat guy in a little
house.
Fat guy in a little
house. Roadhouse. That too.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Fat Guy in a Little House series. So, as you've seen, very exciting. The building is here. Now, part of that, if we move this way, you can see it. There it is, back over there. Very exciting. So, as we move through it, there's stuff that we're going to have to do. And one of the big things is the roof ribs are not deep enough for the amount of foam insulation we're going to need for this to be up to code. Real easy way to take care of that is to just add some furring strips. These are 2x2s. I got the treated ones at Lowe's.
Hey guys, it's a quick interjection here. Fun fact, you do not want treated wood inside your house. Because it is moist from the treatment that they put on it. Once you dry it out, use air conditioning, whatever, it will warp, it will crack, it will split. It's just bad. So do not use treated wood inside. I eventually replaced these with unfinished, untreated 2x2 strips that I had to recut and re-drill. Luckily, I'd only done a couple of them by the time I figured this out. Anyway, back to, well, me.
Yeah, they're fine. They're mostly straight, which is going to be fine for the lengths that we're going to have to cut. But the problem is a lot of them have mold on them. So what we're going to do today is get rid of that. There's a bunch of different ways you can do this. Vinegar or hydrogen peroxide are the big ones. Spray it down, scrub it, let it dry, and then it should kill the mold down to the roots. Then you can put a sealant on it and call it a day. So what we're going to do, we're going to mix up our hydrogen peroxide because we bought a concentrate. We are going to get in a spray bottle. We're going to get on these and scrub them down. So here we go. So this is what we bought. It's 12% hydrogen peroxide concentrate. This is much higher than your regular peroxide. It's 4 times stronger. It tells you right there on the bottle. So we got to mix it down to make sure that it is safe for what we're going to do. Importantly enough, make sure you're following whatever the mixing, parameters, that's the word, are. In this case, it's 1 part to 3 parts water for the 3% hydrogen peroxide. So we're going to use our little 1 quart measuring thing because I don't have measuring cups that I feel like putting peroxide in, and I don't have any measuring cups out here. And we're going to mix this up into our spray bottle. Very convenient, real easy. And I figured this way I'm not constantly dipping the brush in something. I can just spray it and then scrub it. What I didn't get was a funnel. So this is going to be fun. Huge manufacturer recommendation here is to use gloves and eye protection. I have sunglasses on. I'm also not OSHA certified. It also tells you not to drink it. So, maybe don't. Just a thought. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So let's try, since this is a 25 fluid ounce bottle, which is about 740 milliliters. 150 times 4 is 600. So we'll do 150 milliliters of this, and then 300 plus 450 milliliters of the water. Having a knife is always helpful. I'll say that forever. And listen, have I done this before? No. But our motto on this channel is what? You can just do, right? So that's what we're doing. We're gonna try and do this without physically injuring myself is the key. We're pouring our peroxide on a flat surface so that our measurements are decent. Okay, not too much splashing, love that. Then we're gonna pour it kind of right in here. This is plastic, so I can get a good little nozzle on it without injuring myself, which is always nice. Cool. 150 of the peroxide concentrate. Fantastic. Now we need 3 parts water. So 3 times the 150 is obviously 450. This is a cool part. Okay, so for the water, we're going to use the rainwater system, right? This is the same thing you saw me put together before. This is now our 2nd full rain barrel. Very exciting. We have a 3rd one on the other side. On the first one, we've hooked up a 6.6 gallon per minute electrical demand pump to a hose with a sprayer. It goes like that. Awesome. You hear it running as I'm doing it, which is great. We'll adjust this to a setting that makes sense for what we're trying to do without splashing peroxide everywhere. Oh, there we go. Well, now the phone's wet. So if it cuts out mid-video, you know why. Oh. Okay, still a little much. Still a little moss on the pressure. Kind of being careful about it. It's at 350 right there. Just got to be easy on the trigger to get it what you want. Yeah, a little bit out. Yeah, cool. So that's about 450. Let's go get that in the bottle. And we move on. But the rainwater system coming in clutch. Extra water. Used it to wash the mower down yesterday. Really simple. All right. Adding our rainwater. Nothing's smoking or exploding yet, so rainwater must be halfway decently clean. All right, and it's just at like 600 milliliters, which was the plan. 450 and 150. We've got our mixture. Very scientific mixing process here. Great work. We did it. So the peroxide is mixed onto the wood. Now, not all of this has mold on it, so I'm only going to address the stuff with mold, because why wouldn't I? I'm sure it's just going to be the ones that are all bundled together just to make life difficult, because that's usually the answer. Big nut in that. But yes, all the individual ones are fine. Oh, so we move on to the big boy. Now, there are a couple of very specific spore areas on this that I want to start with. And of course now they're a mystery. There we go. Yeah. So if you look, I'm moving you now. You've been stolen. Oh, that's not pretty. Here, it's grown kind of just as the thing sits. And there's little pockets of it all down the wood. So we're going to spray this with our new peroxide mixture once it's primed and open. Which, what kind of an idiot? Me. I'm the kind of an idiot. There we go. We're going to spray this down real nice. See how it's already kind of reacting to the mold? That's what you want. Kill the bastards. We don't go for mold in this town. There's a good one too there. Right? And so it hits the mold. It doesn't like the mold. We're going to scrub it. And we'll do this side too. And get right back with you. Since I can't hold the camera and scrub, you guys are going away for a second. There you go. Quick scrub. A lot of that stuff is surface. But because they're bound, right, it doesn't penetrate down. So we got everything that was on the top. Came off real easy. There's no crazy staining or anything. So now we got to let this dry. Once it's fully dry, we'll give it about a day. We'll put some sealant on it, some anti-mold sealant, and then it will be ready to nail up as furring strips. So we'll see y'all for the rest of that project.